Good day, Rusk enjoyers. Hampton Rikes, it's time for the Rust rotation. Well, that's an interesting batch of skins. Yep, for the final Rust store for May 2026, we have a lot of late picks. Some of these skins waited years to be accepted. But while we got like lots of random collection continuations that are submitted months ago, years ago and whatnot, the best answer I have is this might be like a nod to the Complete the Sets Rust store that will be taking place in 2 weeks' time. So, of course, you should be anticipating a lot of old late picks for that, but, they decided to do this today. Like I point out, Runway Rug, that's not part of a collection, but it's a cool looking design. That was submitted 7 years ago. Not selling nicely at the moment, people like it, so fair enough then. But yes, I think this is just like a reference that we're going to have Complete the Sets in 2 weeks' time. I've already made a video discussing this. You saw that last weekend, so okay, cool. Well, let me also point out, those are some nice looking collection continuations. Now, if you're considering what potentially could be the best investment for the week, consider watching my predictions video. I will be talking a lot. Those are some nice looking skins. I know some people dismissed it. They looked at it and thought, whatever. No, seriously, I'm not joking. I think some of these are going to look quite nice in the future. Potential sweet and delicious investments. But that is for the predictions video. I'm just here to showcase all the skins. So I will ask you, out of all the skins you see here, which one happens to be your most favourite? Well, rather, don't accept those ones. Just these ones. All right, anyway. Can I also point out, I'm also taking part in the Uterust charity event. You might notice we have the thing in the top right for this video. I've had that on my stream all day. We've been raising funds to help out with Cancer Research UK. Do you remember their pink teddy bear, the special skin we got? Well, we're doing a special charity event for it, and I had a few people donate with my name, with messages there. So thank you very much to you lovely people watching right now. And if you'd also like to consider donating, what I'll do is I'll link the Tiltify in the description, and you can hop onto that as well if you want to. On my streams, I am doing special giveaways. If you donate £10 at the very least and mention my name in the comments, I've got 2 platinum VIP codes for Rustified servers, and I've offered to buy the whole Rust store of your choosing over the course of next month to a potential lucky winner. I think I'll raffle for 4 potential winners, so just pointing it out. Right, so let's now switch over to here and find out of all these skins, which ones happen to be abnormal, and of course which ones aren't. And usually, well, as you might notice, it's easier to point out which skins aren't abnormal. Senor Tomato, Thompson, yes, an interesting red Thompson design, that's not abnormal. Old Pirate Pump Shotgun, I can confirm to you, that is not abnormal. And we also happen to have the Toy Salvaged Axe. After many, many years. Actually, no, this was submitted recently, wasn't it? I was thinking of a different thing. Anyway, toy collection. Nice to see you. Could we get a nice pick? So, yes, those 3 skins in particular, those are not abnormal. I can confirm to you the other 9 are. We have a lot to chase after next week. So, keep an eye on the sales. Consider making a move. But I will sit here and say, I understand some of you might be a little bit confused in regards to abnormals. You hear me say it so much. Well, okay. If you're going to do yourself a favour, if you want to get involved with abnormals, potentially picking up skins for cheaper prices and whatnot, consider watching the most recent video, Ruskin Abnormal Barders for May 28, 2026. Basically, we looked at last week's skins, we made considerations. It was pretty tame, the sales overall. And initially, when I first saw that Rust store, I wasn't that convinced. I wasn't that interested. But by the time we reached the final night before the Rust rotation, I realised some of those skins did look pretty interesting. And I'll just point out, yes, I bought 30 of the Hellcore bandanas and 20 of the Mutagen custom SMGs. Now, how did I get to that point? How did I figure it out? Well, consider watching this. Watch the first 5 minutes, skip ahead to the Barders chapter, and listen in as I talk about the abnormal Barder support. After looking at those skins after the Barders, I felt confident with them. So, alright, cool. And if we were to quickly switch over to here, you'll see with your own eyes, those were the final sales for all the skins there. So I'll move up and down a bit so that you can't see like the thing in the top right. Right, now let's switch over to here. I'd like to confirm to you that it's been almost 3 hours since the Ruster rotated. It was kind of late today. Like, it wasn't late that we don't have abnormals, but, usually the Ruster rotates around 8 PM in the UK, right? But today it was 10:30. So, okay, it was later. The sales right now do seem to be a bit tame, but it wouldn't surprise me if a lot of people, once they're out of school tomorrow, once they're out of work tomorrow, they'll look at this store and think, oh, well, okay, there's some pretty cool looking skins. another space station deployable. Ooh. A white pair of tactical gloves. White camouflage. Yeah. Oh, okay then. You got a pretty cool looking fridge right there. A very colourful and joyful looking backpack. Got a sleepy little seal. You know, you got some pretty cool looking skins there. So once again, I will ask you, out of all these skins, which one happens to be your most favourite? And, well, you might need some help with that. How about we hop in game, get a good look at all the skins, and maybe then you'll know what the answer is. What a lovely breeze. What a lovely, quiet, serene place. And then I go all the way down over to here, and what do I see? It's an upvote. I've won Reddit. Yippee! Right, so yes, we have the rug. Just think of the stupid, silly things that you could point towards. It could be yourself. Well, that's a thumbnail idea. So, yes, let's get up nice and close. Produced by Mr. Diva Dan. He's not very active anymore, and yet, boom, there you go. So, thanks for all the Twitch drops. So, it's got a pretty decent amount of shine. For a 7-year-old skin, he definitely put some attention to this. Look at that. Look at that. So, I think a lot of people might be a fan. What do you reckon? Well, if I could just pull away, look at it on the floor as well. What I'm going to do is just quickly showcase that, yes, this does happen to glow in the dark ever so nicely. First of all, night time with the lights on. That is nice and reflective. Damn, Diva Dan. Okay, fair enough. Looking pretty good. But in total darkness, as you'll see, yep, that glows in the dark perfectly. Now, doesn't look like an arrow anymore with its shape. But, hey, it's a glow-in-the-dark rug. You can still have that inside your base. Help you navigate around if you're completely blind. Again, nighttime. If you put those all over your base, people will probably be able to spot that as well. Not sure if that's definitely a good thing, but, you know, there's some positives. It's noticeable. It glows. Is it going to work out all right? Well, that's for the predictions video. But I will sit here and say, marketable glow-in-the-dark rugs have been appreciated a lot over the past few years. But then how many Twitch drops and kick drops did we see? Oh, fair enough. So, alright then, cool. Feel free to comment below your thoughts in regards to what we just saw there. And now, we've got something pretty ghastly. Where did all this flesh go? Good question. Where did it go? Maybe it's inside the box. Anyway, it's a scary looking hazmat scientist. Yeah. But I'm not sure if there's, like, a lot of people that happen to appreciate the Nuke Vibe collection. The skins aren't exactly selling very well. But it keeps getting acceptances because Face Punch likes it. So, alright then, fair enough. They haven't done anything wrong. But let's just get a good look around all of you. Okay. Not too bad. Then, of course, let's get a good look at this at night time. First of all, without the lights. And yes, I can confirm to you, that does happen to glow in the dark. Very, very nice. And it's very, very noticeable. It glows on all sides. I reckon people will be appreciating that in terms of the usefulness. But then they look at the face and they'll be like, ah! Stop judging it, alright? It just needs to brush its teeth a little. Anyway, with the lights on nearby, you can see it reflects quite nicely to a point. Get a good look at that. Alrighty. So, thoughts? Feel free to express them. And now, look at that. I don't think we've seen a fridge skin so far with some barbed wire wrapped around it. But what he actually did was he just made all of the front panel transparent, and then they just put an effort in to keep some of it visible to look as if it's barbed wire. So, okay, props to you. That's clever. So you can see the interior ever so nicely. It's got a scary depiction of, I don't know, the island. Is this hell or is this rust? Okay, cool. So, alright, yeah. That's looking pretty sweet. Quite reflective at night time, as you'll notice. And, of course, let's go ahead and get a good look at this. In total darkness. And as you pan around, you'll notice that, oh, no matter what side, aside from the very back, you can actually see through all of them. But when you look at it, like from the front, for example, when you look to the side there, it's completely opaque. That has happened quite a lot with previous transparent fridges, but do you happen to like this one in particular? No glow on the top, no glow on the back. Okay, it's a pretty cool looking skin. Now, I will quickly point this out. There was a different version, and if you know, you know. Evidently, Face Punch preferred this. So, to the skin creator, maybe don't do that again. If you know, you know. Right, and then over to here, we have the electric furnace. A space station electric furnace. A space-themed deployable. So, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of people would be appreciating this. I have seen a lot of space-themed deployables going up in price very nicely recently. A lot of people have been appreciating them. Are you one of them? Will you be grabbing this? Go for the comment below. So, okay, yeah, looks pretty sweet. I do believe this is a sequel to the barbecue skin we saw being accepted not too long ago, or the space barbecue. Not Tom. Without the lights on, you'll see that yes, when it's lit up, this is quite noticeable. Not super flashy, but hey, it's got the space theme. I'm sure a lot of people are very pleased regardless. But of course, if we also happen to turn lights on, can confirm to you over to the side here, it's not super reflective, but it's just enough. I think people would be pretty pleased with that. So, yeah, okay. Right then. Oh, what's your opinion? Feel free to comment below. And now, let's just turn over to here, because we are striking a pose. We have some interesting looking skins that are on me. It sounds a bit weird how you said that, but anyway, yep, Popstar. So I will sit here and say, with the recent Popstar skins, you might notice the girl design, it's different. That's true. This was made back in January 2025. But hey, it's now a vintage backpack. They could make a new one. Anyway, for what it is, yeah, I think people take a liking to that. Oh, if only we could have like a lunchbox. I guess that's the closest thing. So, yeah, bright, colourful, cheery, anime. What else needs to be said, right? Is that your liking, though? Because I definitely have a lot of people that like to stand up and tell me, Hedge, I don't like anime. Why is this here? What's this got to do with Rust? In the dark, dreary world, living on this island, I just need a bit of positivity in my life, okay? Stop being mean to Backpack, alright? She's done nothing to you. Leave her alone. Right, anyway, that's perfectly fine for what it is. Let's see if that works out nicely. And then we have the Thundergold tactical gloves. Yes, you could probably sit there and say that's probably the best option we have for white camouflage. What do you reckon? I know we had the Twitch drops recently. I know we had No Mercy recently. But they had like black portions on the gloves. This is gold. This has Thundergold. Sorry. So, I think a lot of people will be taking a liking to this. Consider watching my predictions video. I'm pretty sure I got a lot to talk about that. Yes, indeed I do. So, okay. Looking pretty sweet. Are you a fan? Feel free to comment below. And I know some people might be asking, hey, did these happen to glow in the dark? I remember Kino saying this earlier. It's kind of a surprise the backpack doesn't glow. Have we actually had a glow in the dark backpack yet? I think we had like one Twitch drop and whatnot. I understand people don't want to have glow in the dark backpacks. You don't want to be seen. But I guess it couldn't hurt for one. So if you're a skin creator, maybe late this year, maybe for a holiday, Santa's gift sack. Yeah, you could put like some glow in the dark presents in that. That might be cool. That might be a smart idea. But hey, we'll see what happens there. So just to confirm, no glow with the backpack, no glow with the Thundergold tactical gloves. All right then. So look, I'm sorry to say, but I feel compelled to just quickly whack on a full set of Thundergold just to see how well those gloves go with it. Close your eyes and breathe it in and open them now. Say hello to Thundergold. All we need now is the hoodie and pants face punch. Give us the hoodie and pants face punch. Give us the hoodie and pants. But yeah, that's the full set right there. Tier 2, a backpack. tactical gloves and boots. I think a lot of people might be taking a liking to that. So, if you're bored of whiteout, say no more. It's right there in front of you. Although we don't have the hoodie and pants. Come on, face punch. Complete the sets. Hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants, hoodie pants. Now for the weapons and the tools. Say hello to the Salvage Sword. That's an interesting bit of transparency. But you kind of had to understand like the context. This was submitted 6 years ago. The transparency we have here would have been like groundbreaking. Would have been like a super amazing skin. Unfortunately, since then, we've seen a lot of Salvage Swords with transparency. It chopped good, yes. But, hey, I'm not going to kick it down. That's a perfectly fine looking skin. Do people appreciate Salvage Swords, though? I don't mean to talk about financials and whatnot, but I have noticed a lot of the recent Salvage Swords that have been accepted over the past few years, they haven't been doing very well. Sorry to say, but it is true. Right, let's just get a good look at this in third person as well. Oh my, that's sharp and shiny. Let's also just move the sun around a little bit. There you go. There you go. Right. So thoughts and opinions, please. Feel free to comment below. And of course, let's go over to here. Lights off. And get a good look at that. And showcase it on stage. So yeah, that's a perfectly fine looking sword. Do I really need to say anything else? You can offer your own opinion. Props to the skin creators. Maybe we could see a surprise, sequel. Maybe a longsword. I wonder when we see longsword become the focus title of the month. I'd like to see a sequel of that type of design. That would look cool. So, alright, cool. Moving on from here then, let's go ahead and showcase. Ooh, the toy salvaged axe. Yeah, look at that. Yep, bam, smiley face. And yeah, we also happen to have, if we can look at this in third person, the barcode. Should have kept the price tag as well, that would have been nice. So very fun, goofy design. Oh, you know what, I do like the wear and tear there as well. Yeah, a few chips. That's clever. I would like to see a salvaged ice pick as well. I reckon we could see the first marketable pairing there. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate that. What are your thoughts and opinions, though? And of course, chop good. Give it a good little look again. Nighttime look. Does it glow in the dark? No. But the night light's pretty good with that. I can see it pretty clearly. So, okay. Cool. Let's go over to here. How shiny are you? Not super in your face. So, okay. Hold it in a certain way. Get a good look at that. What do you reckon? Could that work out ever so nicely? Could that lead to a whole lot more toy skins becoming accepted in the future? Could we see a lot more of them being produced? What new toy collection skin would you like to see being made next? Go for a couple. Right, so moving on from there, we have the Senor Tomato Thompson. Now, with all due respect, let's actually show it being brought out. There you go, much better. Right. So no transparency, anything. Just a goofy little face as I shoot this guy. Give that a nice little reload. Perfectly fine. Let's give it a proper. Yes. Now, is it like visible at night time? That's a good question to ask. So I aim down. I'm going to look in the darkness. You know what? I can see the panel pretty clearly. Yeah. Yep, not too bad. Not too crazy. Standard sight. Senor Tomato. I'm sure it'll still have a lovely fan base. Very shiny. Yep, there's one tasty looking tomato. But will you be buying it? Well, I need more for my salad. Shut up, Hedge. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Feel free to consider watching my predictions video. Senor Tomato skins are pretty goofy. It's not exactly the top selling skin so far, but maybe that might help out into potentially becoming a very nice investment in the future. Yep. Lack of sales can lead to some surprising situations. And that also could lead to this potentially doing very nicely as well. I am noticing that the deployables, for example, they are selling quite nicely at the moment. This right here, it is an Abyss weapon. We've had a lot of these skins in the past, and they've all worked out quite alright. So with an SKS, could that follow the trend? Well, first of all, let's just make a point that you can see there, that as a standard aim sight. But that also has a lot of sharp teeth. That's a very creative approach. Props to Little Ranger. You've had a lot of skins accepted today, haven't you? 3 in total. This, the Toy Salvaged Axe, and the Salvage Sword. So, wow. But they've had a very, very prosperous career. The second most acceptances in all of Rust. I think they've got over 200 now. Something like that. Is that crazy? So, what do you reckon then? You know what? In Total Darkness, I just want to get a quick look at you. Because I know some people are worried. Oh no, does it glow in the dark or anything? Nope, 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 no glow. So, cool. And of course, when you look at it this way, yep. Aiming down, I can actually see it quite nicely. Oh, yeah, not bad. Daytime. Give that a nice reload. Looks fine to me. What's your opinion? My opinion is, on stage in front of the lights, it's got a bit of shine to it. Yeah. Yeah, that's not looking too bad. I do like the purple shine there as well. It's like glass. Right then. So, out of all the weapons and the tools, what has impressed you the most? Could it be this exquisite, scary specimen that shines ever so nice in the light? As I said, the purple portion also looks very cool there. Well, honestly, overall, it was a pretty wacky looking store. We had quite the variety. Lots of notable collection continuations. Lots of super late picks. A nice taste for the eventual Complete the Sets Rust store in 2 weeks' time. You could keep an eye on the workshop this weekend if you want to, but there's no skin submissions this weekend. So, you've got to brace yourself then. What could we see next week? And what are we going to see being accepted for Complete the Sets in 2 weeks' time for 2026? So I keep yapping about Complete the Sets. If I get a good idea on what potentially could be accepted, I'll add this collection in the description of this video right now. Complete the Sets candidates. I made this collection. It's not official, but it gives you a good idea of the potential collections that might be in contention to be accepted for Complete the Sets. And funnily enough, well, I did say it was like a preview for Complete the Sets today, so alright, cool. But don't just look at these skins specifically, they're also the representatives of their collection as well. Anyway, consider watching this. This will explain everything. It'll give you a good idea in regards to trying to figure out like what potentially could be accepted, what's up for grabs maybe. Realistically speaking, you're probably going to see a lot of skins from like 5 years ago and whatnot, which is fine. We want to see some sets being completed though. I want to see some clothing and armor because we haven't seen much tier 2, tier 3 and hoodie and pants as of recent. So, alright, cool. That's my opinion. At the very least, I could go ahead and point out with the recent submissions over the past week, we did see a lot of interesting collection continuations, but today, none of them were accepted. Well then, chances are they're like for next week, because no skins are supposed to be submitted this weekend. So maybe all the skins from last week and this recent past weekend, maybe all of these, you get the idea. So, okay, cool. But yes, skin creators are supposed to take a week off today, this weekend. So yeah, good job, Hedge. You're keeping everything together. I'm sure you understand. Do you understand this though? What was that? Oh, well, you know how I mentioned we have a pretty cool looking SKS in the Rust store today. We might be getting one for absolutely free. In fact, we are getting one for absolutely free. If you aren't fully well informed, it has been confirmed that we're having another batch of kit drops, and I will be making a video when they're all fully released, but I can't make a video showcase of all the skins until they're fully revealed. And as you can see from Welyn, not only does he reveal his brand new transparent salvaged axe design, which looks amazing by the way, but he also was the first person to confirm that the skins will be dropping between June 11 to the 21st. So, alright, cool. Just gotta wait for a few more of them to appear, and then I can showcase all of them. But at the very least, with the SKS, I did upload a video today where you can see it put on display, because Recoy and Dylan Zito have announced that they had that drop for Kick. So, alright, cool. Kick, Rust Kickoff 2, the actual event will be on Kick, and it'll take place between June 11 to the 14th, but the skins drop between June 11 to the 21st. Now you know. So, right then, cool. That's looking pretty sweet. Now, back over to here. As I said, unfortunately, no submissions this week. But what Hedge will have to do is he's going to have to look at some of those complete the sets options and maybe do a special or preview. Oh, that might be nice. So yeah, keep an eye out for the Rust Workshop skin checks this week. It'll be something slightly different. Anything else to address? Player count's fine. It's the end of the month. That's to be expected. It's dropping off a fair bit, but June 4 swipe next week. Lots of interesting content to be added, and well, some very interesting DLC. So as you notice, Industrial DLC, you should know by now what's in it. Protox has basically already showcased it, but what I should also point out is we have a brand new weapon on the horizon. I'm not sure if it's ready for June 4 swipe. It might be for July, but I can confirm to you, once again, Mr. Protox, he's in early and he's already showcased it off in a video. I'll put this tweet in the description. You could go watch that video. Now, with all due respect, he also spotted this. What does this imply? Well, his suggestion, could it be related to the proposed Battle Pass? What do you reckon? There's a Battle Pass? Yeah. Later this year. Uh-oh. Could it be cosmetic DLC? If that's the case, alright, fair enough then. I wonder if they make factions. Bandit, Cobalt, Bradley. Bandits, Scientists, Army. Maybe. I'm not opposed to that, so we'll see what becomes of that then. So, okay, cool. We've essentially said everything that needs to be said. And as you'll see here on micro522.com, when you look at the accepted section, yeah, some of these skins had quite a lot of votes. Well, they certainly have been waiting for a very long time, so that shouldn't be surprising. But everything definitely had an upvote to downvote ratio. So, overall, out of all those skins, which one happened to be most favourite? Were you pleased with today's Rust store? You know, in comparison to the previous week? Yeah, I'd say yes. And I repeat, consider which of my predictions video. I do have quite a lot to yap about. Yes, I do. So that, thank you very much for watching the video. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much. And also, don't forget, please consider donating to the Uterust charity event. Thank you once again. Catch you later. See you, goodbye.
Yeah.
Well, you already
painted your flowers in here.
Yes, I painted my flower. Yes. Can you find it?
Which ones?
Yeah.
Wait. Fuck, I'm rubber band. Wait, I'm rubber banding.
You can even guess my flower.
Yes.
Guess
Everybody's
our
drawn a
flower.
lovely flower for Uterust. Such lovely looking designs. They've even added their names to them. But I'll tell you what, I'll show you where mine is. It's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Mine's hidden at the very end. I made sure to save it for last.
Oh, oh flower!
Right, with all due respect, Micro gave me the idea. But that loads of lovely little flowers, and then Hedge just goes ahead and, you know, we can make cookies with that. But do you use flour for cookies? I think so. Well, we'll find out. Anyway, yes.